everyone, welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. I thought that we could do a live today. Today's been a little bit of a slow day for me. I guess I had some work, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of intense energy that I was dealing with today. So kind of took it a little bit easy, kind of took it a little bit of a slow day. But overall, doing very well, doing good enough to come on here live and maybe tackle a few questions for our collective. We'll see what we need to know at this point in time. Of course, if there are any questions specific to your situation that you would like me to channel in this live tarot reading, you can absolutely do so. You'll have to register your questions only through the links provided. It is there in the description box below. It is also there as a pinned comment in the chat box. All right, so trust that if you are here, there's a reason, probably there's a message here for you. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the Monstero deck, and I'll take a look at the questions that I have set aside for right now. Thought maybe we could tackle some higher self questions for this live reading today. So let's take a look at this question. It's what does your higher self want you to know at this point in time? All right, let's kind of get into that. What does your higher self want you to know at this point in time? What does your higher self want you to know at this point in time? Yourself want you to know this point in time. Knight of Pentacles. Whatever it is that you are building right now, you are building something amazing. You're in the process of building it, so it might not look complete or finished at this point in time, but you are getting there, slow and steady. One of the messages coming through is don't rush the process. There is a reason why it is taking the time that it is taking, and possibly taking a little bit longer than what you would expect it to take for maybe when you started out on this journey, for whatever goal you have in mind. Maybe you thought it would work out a lot faster than it has been taking, or maybe you thought that it was going to maybe move at a different momentum, and I think that it has been taking a little bit of time. I think that there have been unexpected obstacles, unexpected blocks, or perhaps even other maybe you've been kind of rerouted. You know, that can sometimes happen as well, right? So I feel like maybe on this path towards your goal, it's been taking a bit of time and longer than what you thought it would. Now, the message coming through from your higher self is that it is taking exactly the time that it needs in order for you to build something that is very stable, very long-term, very, very solid as well. It's not just the time that you are taking to achieve your goal, but it's also about how are you going to sustain that blessing? How are you going to sustain that goal for long term? So don't worry about it. Whatever time that it is taking right now, even if it feels like it's longer than what you would expect it to be or what you once perceived it to be, don't worry, you are right on track. You are completely in alignment. Just because there is a perceived delay doesn't mean that things are actually not working out for you and you're not doing the aligned thing. It is taking exactly the time that it needs in order for you to not just create this stable foundation for yourself, but also continue it long term as well. I think that there is a version of yourself that you are becoming through this process as well that is important, that is necessary in order for you to achieve this goal that you have in mind. So either the goal is big or the transformation that's meant to happen within you might be a little bit big, and that's why it's taking the time that it needs to. I also feel like telling you that you are incredibly, incredibly divinely supported at this point in time. You have absolutely no idea how supported you are. If there are things that are rerouting for you, if there are things that are being delayed at this point in time, if there are things that you thought you would have achieved by now, but you haven't, or if there are, like, sometimes you feel like, oh, it's going to come and then it doesn't come, that is divine protection. I hope you can recognize that. I hope you can feel that. And that is a message that's coming through from your higher self as well. I also feel like you are going to see some signs of progress, even if it has been nothing up until now. I feel like you reach that threshold where small signs from the universe, or even signs in your path towards your goal, it'll slowly start showing you, it will slowly start appearing to you that yes, you are on the right track, yes, you are in alignment. So you're going to be getting those confirmations. It is kind of your responsibility to be open to those messages, those signs, those synchronicities that are coming through, because I feel like you are going to be getting those signs of progress. It might not be very big signs of progress. Maybe you're expecting it to be like really big, and maybe you're wondering, okay, where's the sign of progress? But even the small ones count. And in fact, the small ones are going to be telling you that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and you are heading exactly where you have envisioned yourself to be as well. Right? So that's also another message that's coming through. But overall, I think a final message coming through from your higher self is have fun in the process. Don't like, yes, it's an important goal. Yes, there is a journey. Yes, sometimes it can be tiring. It can be very overwhelming for you. But don't forget to have, joy, fulfillment during the process. The journey is the prize, is also what I'm hearing at this point. All right. So don't forget to enjoy the process. Don't forget to find that peace and that contentment. You'll get to where you're going to be, where you're meant to be. You'll get there. But the journey also is part of, your blessing, the journey to get to that point. The more you think of it that way, despite the obstacles, despite the ups, despite the downs, the more you think of it that way, the more you'll actually feel like, yes, the whole journey plus the goal, that's the blessing. And what a blessing it is for me to go through the journey of achieving my goal. To be tired from it, it is a blessing. To be tired from, working on the goal that I have deep in my soul right now, what a blessing it is for me to wake up every morning and have this goal in my mind that I'm still working towards, a sense of purpose that it gives me. So the more you perceive your goal to be, not just the end point, but also the journey of you getting to that point, I feel like you might feel a lot better about this journey, and you might also be able to make peace with the time that it is taking for you to get to your goal, right? But it is going to happen. You are there. You are going to slowly start seeing signs and synchronicities that it is happening. You are also going to start seeing small signs of progress that, yes, you are on the right path. Yes, you are in alignment at this point in time. All right? Beautiful message to be coming out from your higher self over there right now. Okay. Then let's get... I do want to say that if you do have any specific questions that you'd like me to answer in this live tarot reading, I am taking questions, but you will have to register your questions through the link provided in the description and the pinned comment as well. All right? Okay. So let's get into maybe I kind of want to get another question from your higher self right now. So let's maybe take a look at what are you being prepared for at this point in time, all right? So let's get into that. What are you being prepared for at this point in time? And we'll kind of channel your higher self to come through. So what are you being prepared for at this point in time? I'm just going to put this over here so that it's in my line of vision. What are you being prepared for at this point in time? 5 of Swords. How to first and foremost be honest with yourself, how to make sure that whatever goals, whatever vision that you have for yourself, how can it be yours and yours alone? Maybe you may have been influenced by the people around you. Maybe you have had a little bit of trouble finding your way, something that is very unique to you, finding a path that is unique to you. Maybe you've kind of felt it all, like you felt it in your soul for a very long time in your life, but maybe there have been external circumstances or even relationships in your life telling you otherwise, or trying to tell you that no, that's not the path that's meant for you, that's not the norm, so come back to what the norm is. I feel like one of the things that you are being prepared for is how to be honest with yourself. You might not necessarily need to tell anyone else what your plan is, where you are, planning to go, what you feel in your soul, but it's important for you to be honest with yourself, for you to understand what exactly you are feeling, how to maybe channel your inner thoughts, your intuition, and kind of block out maybe all the external noise at this point in time. I also feel like another message that's coming through is maybe a part of you might be working towards a goal because you feel like just because someone said, oh no, you can't do it, and that ego, it's coming from a place of ego that no, I have to prove them wrong, or I have to go out of my way to show them that I can do it. Now it may be true that that is part of your goal, that is part of your soul's journey, but the energy and the intention behind the actions that you're taking, that may be misaligned at this point in time. So there's a little bit of clearing out that's happening right now within your life, within this possible goal or vision that you have for yourself. So you might be being forced at this point in time by divine intervention. You might be being forced to start looking inwards and start understanding what is the true reason behind why you are doing what you're doing towards your goal, or why is it that you have this goal in your mind, why is it that you have this vision that you are working towards. Is it because of other people? Is it because you are trying to prove something to other people? Is it because you genuinely feel that way? And if it is because you want to prove something to someone else, it's external, the reasons are more external. I feel like there might be a little bit of a wake-up call that's going on right now in your life, where you're being asked to ask yourself, hey, what is the actual energy that I'm supposed to be in while I'm working towards this vision? Because that vision could be part of your soul's journey. Absolutely. I'm not saying that it's not. But the reason why you are working towards it, or the reason why you are putting the energy and the intention behind working towards that vision, that may be misaligned at this point in time. So there's a little bit of clearing out that's happening, where every single thing that may be built on ego, may be built on conformity, it is slowly being wiped out of your life. It is slowly being removed from your life, so that you are able to show up for the same vision, for the same goal that you feel in your soul, but you are showing up from a place of peace, from a place of love in your heart, not because you want to prove someone something, or not because your ego self is coming through. So that bit of clearing, I mean, from my own personal experience as well, I can tell you that it's difficult. That usually involves like that kind of breakdown, so that you understand what your true reasons are for building what you're building, or why you are working towards this goal. Oftentimes that comes from an external breakdown, forcing you to kind of look within and figure out what your reasons are, rather than you saying, I'm doing it for this person, or I'm doing it because I want to prove that person wrong. So that's what you're being prepared for at this point in time. It's not necessarily that the goal or the vision that you are working towards, it's not necessarily that it is misaligned. No. If you're feeling it, if you're feeling that that's where you're meant to go, there's probably a higher purpose and a higher reason to that. However, it is important for you to ask yourself, well, what is the energy behind me working towards this? Is it out of ego? Is it because I want to conform to something, or I don't want to conform to something, and it's coming out of that resistance? So if that's the case, then you may need to shift out of that energy. Another message that you can kind of ask yourself, or another question that you can ask yourself is, well, what is my intention behind this? Why does this goal exist, and what are my reasons specific to me, my higher self coming through, or my intuitive guidance coming through? What are my reasons to work towards this goal? The more you can align with your intuitive guidance, the more you can align with peace and love in your heart as you're working towards this vision, the more you can heal wounds that may have come because you want to prove someone wrong, or maybe you don't want to conform, or you've been forced to conform in the past. All of those. I'm also getting a scenario where maybe in the past you have been forced to conform to other people's ideals, or other people's journey, or other people's expectations out of you. And Maybe someone's expectation out of you is that you are meant to achieve this goal and you don't want to do it because you don't want to conform, but that's also something that your soul is telling you that you are meant to get to. That can also happen as well. So it's not about the goal or the vision per se, it's about the energy that you are showing up in. It's about what is the intention behind the actions that you're taking towards that goal. Anything that is formed on ego or conformity, that is being wiped out at this point in time for you. So that usually involves like an external breakdown. It involves you going within. You might actually be forced by divine intervention to go within, to ask yourself these deep questions that, okay, well, what reasons am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? Or if I feel resistance within me, is it me, or is it my wounds, or is it my ego self coming through? So you might be going through that period. That is what you're being prepared for. You are being prepared for alignment towards the actions that you are taking towards the goal or the vision that you feel in your soul that is meant for you. All right. So there's a little bit of a shift going on. Might be a little bit difficult. Might be a little bit. I'm getting like prickly. Just that it might be difficult sometimes to admit that yes, I'm doing this because my ego self has been, interfering, or my ego self has been coming through. It's okay. It happens as long as you are now aware of it. And that's what's kind of being brought to your attention at this point in time. As long as you are aware of it right now, you can, correct, you can align to what it must be or what it should be, or even aligning with divine's will at this point in time. So that's what's being shown to you right now. If there is some sort of a breakdown in your life, like external breakdown, or you feel like every action that you're taking towards this vision or your goal, it just breaks down, or it just doesn't make sense, or you feel like you're constantly working towards something, but either they're like very dramatic ups and downs, yeah, it might be that the actions that you're taking, there might be some ego involved, there might be some level of conformity that you are resisting or you are aligning with, that's supposed to be kind of removed at this point in time, so that there is alignment in your actions towards this goal as well. So it's not the goal or the vision per se that's misaligned. It seems to be the actions that you're taking, the intention behind the actions that you're taking towards the goal or the vision that you have in your mind, right? So very, very in-depth answer coming through over there. But it looks like maybe someone needed to hear it the way that it is. But if you're kind of facing some kind of a breakdown, like whatever action you take, it seems to be working against you, or whatever action that you take, it just, there's some kind of resistance, some kind of block, constant block. Oftentimes, yes, that means that maybe the energy behind the action, not the action per se, but the energy and the intention behind the action may be misaligned at this point in time. All right? Okay. So I do want to say, I'm just going to pause here for a little bit. If you have any specific questions that you'd like to ask for your situation, you can absolutely do so. That is open right now. If you want to ask any questions, you can absolutely do so. Register your question in the links provided in the description box, as well as the pinned comment in the chat as well. Right? I will probably be here for another maybe 30 minutes. So I'll be taking in questions for another 30 minutes, or I will just be here doing a live tarot reading for the collective for, all aspects of their life, whatever messages that want to come through. I will be here for maybe another 30 minutes. That seems to be the timeline that I'm kind of laying out for myself as well. All right? Okay. So let's take a look at maybe what part of your identity is evolving right now. Okay, let's take a look at that. What part of your identity is evolving right now? What part of your identity is evolving right now? What part of your identity is evolving right now? What part of your identity is evolving right now? Oh, Oof, big transformation happening. We have death coming out. So hold on, I need a little bit more clarification for that. Knight of Wands. Alrighty, so it looks like whatever path you're on, it feels like it's been going on for quite some time. Maybe some of you are feeling a little bit defeated on the path. Maybe you're feeling a little bit dejected, a little bit like, okay, why is this taking so long? Or why is it taking so much of effort on my end? Why is there some kind of a delay? What is shifting on your end, and the part of your identity that's shifting is you are slowly going to start feeling this vigor, this energy towards the goal that you are working towards, or whatever vision it is that you're working towards. It seems to be like a massive transformation. I mean, we do have death coming out as well, so it seems to be like a massive transformation that's happening within you, within your energy as well. And one of the messages that's coming through is, first off, you're going to start believing in this vision and this goal. So maybe you are going to start getting signs and synchronicities outside of you, external signs and synchronicities trying to maybe tell you that, hey, you know, you're on the right path. Keep going, keep going. You're going to feel that energy coming through as well. Another big message that's coming through is you are going to feel a sense of peace through this transformation. Like this transformation, because we have the death card coming up, this transformation may have been very difficult for you, learning how to go with the flow, learning how to be okay with what's going on in your 3D, even though you feel differently in your 5D. Maybe there needs to be, or there was supposed to be, some kind of mergence between your 5D self and your 3D self, like what you are feeling in 5D versus what you are feeling in 3D, and kind of being a conduit to that. Whatever confusion, whatever chaos that has been a part of your life up until now, you are going to be feeling some kind of peace about it. It's not that the confusion or the chaos is going to go away. I'm not getting that energy, but I am getting that you will be able to handle it. You will be able to merge that energy within you. That's the message that's coming through. And I feel like that does take some kind of evolution within you. That does take some kind of a deep transformation within you to be okay with the unknown, to be okay with the uncertainty as well. All right. So that seems to be the message that's coming through to you. What part of your identity is evolving? You are going to be merging in the energies of uncertainty. It's no longer going to confuse you or make you unsettled. Yes, that's the energy. If it's uncertain, you're still going to be okay with it. That is actually a very, very powerful state to be in as well. So that's the part of your identity. Maybe in the past, you've been a version of yourself where if something was uncertain, you've kind of panicked. You've kind of been like, oh my gosh, where is this going? What is going to happen? You know, you might have been a little bit more tapped into the future energy and wondering why hasn't it come to your 3D energy just yet? But what is shifting within you, part of your identity, is you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Even if things are uncertain, you're going to feel that peace within you. You're going to be unfazed. You are not going to feel that chaos within you, even if there is chaos outside of you, even if there is uncertainty outside of you. And I think, first off, like just from my own understanding as a reader, I think that that's a very, very, very powerful state to be in, because we can't necessarily control what is going on outside of us, but we can control our inner state. And that's a version of you that you are going to be stepping into. Yes, a little bit of stumbles, because we do have the Knight of Wands coming up, a little bit of stumbles, but you are going to slowly but very steadily become a version of yourself that is absolutely unbothered by the chaos or the uncertainty around you. You're going to feel that to be a part of your identity. It becomes who you are, right? Beautiful energy to come out for this question over here. All right, and so we are done with this question, and then I do have one question registered, so we are going to be tackling that question. We have Traveling Tarot 555 with Booked. Hi Michelle. Hold on. Booked. Okay, we have Annie coming through. Okay, hold on. What's the dominant energy of the next significant romantic connection coming into my life? Okay, Annie, hold on. Interesting. Okay, what is the dominant energy of the next significant romantic connection coming into my life. Okay. Significant coming into Annie. Hold on. I'm trying. Okay. Hold on. Energy seems to be a little bit. Yes. There it is. Queen of Pentacles. And I also feel like the Ten of Wands coming through. I feel like, first off, we also have the King of Cups. Okay. So I know it was a one card pull, but I felt like pulling out a three. Because first off, I feel like the next romantic connection in your life is going to take a little bit of time to come in. I also would feel like maybe there are going to be one or two insignificant romantic connections to pop up, but it will be very short term. Like it's going to be literally a blip and then it is going to clear out. So the connection that I am picking up for you, the next romantic connection, the next significant romantic connection, there will be a few insignificant ones up until the next significant romantic connection. That is one message that's coming through. The second message that's coming through is this connection, it's going to, first off, good. These are very aligned cards to come out. All right, so I don't want to scare you off the bat, but after maybe a few, like I don't see too many insignificant romantic connections, but maybe a few blips. After that, you're kind of going to be in the energy where you're focusing on yourself, you're focusing on building your wealth, building your career, maybe building your own internal stability as well. And that is when this person is going to come in. This is the King of Cups. This is someone who is very romantic, very emotionally available. This is someone who is going to care for you. This is someone who is going to, I feel like, ease a lot of your burden. So if there's something that you're carrying, some kind of energy, some kind of pain, some kind of hurt that you're carrying, maybe you're feeling like, why is it that I'm always attracting like insignificant romantic connections? Why is it that I'm always attracting emotionally unavailable people? That could also be it. If you're feeling that burden within you, it looks like just the way that this person is, just the way that they are, it's going to make you feel a lot lighter. It's going to make you feel like, yes, there are people in this world who are emotionally available. There are people in this world who will make me feel better. There are people in this world who will feel like, yes, they are an equal counterpart to me, or as emotionally available as I am, who can reciprocate what I am feeling within me. So this person, beautiful energy to come through. I feel like they are looking for long-term commitment. I mean, we do have a King of Cups. So they are looking for long-term commitment, and this person's going to step into your life. Like I said, there might be a few insignificant romantic connections before this person steps into your life. So I'll tell you, I can give you like a timeline when you can expect this person to step in. The timeline coming through is when you are feeling absolutely stable and secure within yourself. It could be related to your career. It doesn't have to be, but there's some kind of internal stability that's coming through. And not just that, it's stability because this is the Queen of Pentacles energy, right? It's stability that also is fused with love, care, and just that compassion within you. So you've not lost that in touch, or you've not lost that part of you that's deeply in touch with your emotions, but at the same time, you're setting boundaries for yourself. You're being very stable and solid and secure within yourself. All right. So that is the energy that you are going to be in when this person steps into your life. All right. And I feel like this connection by itself, any bit of worries that you did have or any bit of hesitations that you did have, that's all going to kind of fly away. Like literally the energy coming through is that it's going to fly away. Any thoughts or hesitations that you have about this connection, maybe you are worried that past patterns will be repeating. I feel like all of that, it's just going to wash away because of just how emotionally available this person is, how they show up. And I feel like this is going to be a very, very beautiful partnership between the two of you. You're going to be stable in your energy. This person's going to be emotionally available. And both of you coming together, it's just such a beautiful partnership. It's a steady partnership filled with love, compassion, and it's not a connection. I would not be surprised if in the past you had connections that completely destabilized you, or you ended up kind of making your whole life revolve around that. And the moment that connection was volatile, it also caused that instability within you. Now you are going to see a different kind of a relationship where that connection is solid and stable, and you'll understand within you that it was never about you. It was never that you were the problem, of making your whole life around one person or feeling that instability in the connection. You'll realize that if the person is aligned to you, naturally everything comes together in your life. Naturally, you feel stable and secure in other aspects of your life as well. You're going to feel that energy. It's quite powerful. You're going to feel very, very peaceful as well. And I also do see the third eye chakra opening over here. Hold on, let me just find the camera a little bit. Yeah, all right. So I think that you are going to also be very, very in tune with your higher self when this person comes through as well. And I would not be surprised if this person kind of encourages you just by who they are as a person, just encourages you to be more in tune with your higher self. So there might be a few insignificant romantic connections. All right, I am getting that energy until this person steps in, but just blips. It's not like the moment I was like shuffling, it was auto correcting itself. So automatically they will be pushed out of your life the more you step into this energy. And in a way, you're kind of manifesting this person as well. But this person, they're going to be so sweet. They're going to be very romantic as a person. They're going to be very grounded as well, very emotionally available. You're going to feel like, yes, this is my partner. Right? And there is some kind of a long-term connection coming through as well. There is an opportunity for that. All right? Beautiful energy to be coming through, Annie. All right? Okay. So I hope that answers your question. And so I am going to, hold on, let me actually pull those cards out for call two. Yes. All right. So if you want to ask any questions that are specific to your situation, you can absolutely do so. The links are in the description box below. They're also in the pinned comment. And until then, I'll just be doing a reading for the collective. I'm going to be here for maybe another 20 minutes. That's the timeline that I've kind of set for myself. So another 20 minutes, I'll be here. All right. So we do have one question that just came through. Hold on. I'm just going to Hold on. No, I didn't. That's why I'm a little bit confused. I didn't get the order. Hold on. That's why I'm a little bit confused. I'm actually looking for your. I got it in the. Hold on. Let me refresh the page. Interesting. There's two emails. I got it on the second email, but I didn't get it in the first email. Michelle, hold on. Let me see what went wrong. Interesting. Okay. I think I got a... got it. Okay. I got it. It came. I don't know why it took some time to come. All right. I did get it. Okay. So let me pull up your question as well. Yeah. I think you have to complete the sign up, and then yeah, I think, but it just came through. It just came through right now. So I think maybe the sign up part of it. Okay. I am going to get to your question right now. All right. Okay. Hold on. Let me read. I guess maybe to clarify what I'm asking, should I go more along the route of commission based on advertising for percentage, or should I try and market it grassroots, through which I am actually going to a metaphysical fair? You're welcome. And I have a whole bunch of flyers to give out and talk to people, and I need to walk in and pop into yoga studios, wellness centers. So the question is, which of the two directions you should go? Okay, so how your let me know, Michelle. I'm just going to clarify what the question really is. All right, so you are asking, there are two routes. All right, one is advertising, commission-based advertising for a percentage, or you should go to people, like do physical advertising of yourself, like you physically visiting yoga studios. So these are the two routes. Am I correct? So you're asking which of these two routes? I'm just waiting for you to reply. Okay. Which of the two directions should you go? Okay, let's ask. Which of the two directions? And the other route. So I've actually pulled two cards for you, one for the commission-based advertising, and the other one is you physically going out and marketing yourself, right? So we have the star coming out for the commission-based advertising, and we have the moon coming out for the other one, which is physically marketing. All right, let me get into what both of them can mean. So the thing is, the thing with spirit is they don't really tell you, okay, this is the path that you're supposed to go, or this is the path that you're supposed to go. It tells you what is going to happen if you choose this path and what is going to happen if you choose that path. It is on to you to trust your intuition to figure out which path aligns with you. All right, so that's how I will go as well. So if you were to choose the commission-based advertising for a percentage, what would happen is, first off, you will feel a little bit lighter because the amount of pressure on you is going to be relieved. You are going to be kind of giving out that energy for other people to call in their energy. But one important thing to remember when you are doing the commission-based off of the percentage route. Oh, that's a very, very long name to keep. But if you're going that route, make sure that you are aligning with people who resonate with your energy, because they are going to be an extension of your energy and they are going to be attracting people for you. All right, so make sure that whoever you are choosing, you are a little bit picky about it. It's not about being picky, it's about being aligned with the energy and being intentional about who you are choosing to be like a conduit for your energy, because they are also going to be attracting people for your retreat. All right, so that is very important, but it looks like it's going to be lighter on you. It looks like it's going to be a little bit, so it will give you the time and space to focus on other things. It will also kind of relieve that pressure on you to be the sole provider of your marketing, or the sole provider of the people who need to sign up for your retreat. So that is what will happen if you were to choose the commission based off of the percentage thing. But just keep a reminder, you need to be able to handpick people who align with your energy, because if their energy aligns with you, then people that they choose will align with your energy. However, if there's a misalignment between you and this person and it's just anybody coming in, then the people who they may attract might not be in alignment with your retreat. Even if they do sign up, there might be that friction in the future, there might be that resistance. So that's a little bit of a caution coming through if you were to go this route, right? Now, if you were to go the other route where you are marketing on your own, first off, the path is very unknown. You cannot guarantee the success on this path. Second, it is going to be a long road. You will have to do many physical visits in order for you to gain the number of people that you are looking for, in order for it to make financial sense for you, for the investment that you are putting in. It might not be financial investment, but it is still your time investment. It is a long and winding road. That is what I'm seeing with respect to marketing yourself. But I also feel like maybe if you were to balance the two out, not just focus on one, but maybe balance the other, not give complete reliance on marketing for yourself, but in fact balance the two of them, it might actually relieve the pressure, and the road might not seem too long for you, even if you're marketing yourself, because at the back of your mind, it's like, okay, well, there is a part of my retreat that I'm focusing on commission based with the percentage and so on. So there's less pressure on you. So I feel like it might also make you a little bit more free when you are talking to people, when you're marketing your services. You don't have that unnecessary pressure on you that I have to make the sale, or because whether you know it or not, when you're talking to other people, subconsciously it comes through. When you're putting a lot of pressure and you want that sale to happen, it does come through in your energy. People are able to tap into that. However, if you've got your eggs in like many baskets, people can also understand that, okay, well, she's coming here to market herself because she knows it will genuinely be beneficial for us, or it will be able to kind of be a mutually beneficial relationship. It's not that she's trying to, force this upon us. So that energy that you are supposed to be in, that is important. If you were to take this route, make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on yourself. You're not feeling that pressure, because that can be sensed by the people around. So if you're taking this route, make sure that you are feeling a little bit spread out. You're not putting too much pressure on yourself. So both the paths, it seems like it is going to lead you to where you are meant to, but just a little bit of a heads up for both of them. For the one where you're marketing yourself, I guess a little bit of a caution coming through over there is just don't make it feel, or don't feel it first within yourself. It's not about what you project to other people. It's about how you feel about it yourself as well. Don't put unnecessary pressure to have it all worked out, or don't put the pressure of having just one route working out for you. The more you can be relaxed about it and trust that, yes, whatever is meant to happen, however it's meant to go, whoever I'm connecting with at this point in time, there's a higher purpose to this. The more you can be in that energy, it might not necessarily convert into sales, but there's a reason why I'm meeting these souls. There's a reason why we're connecting. The more you can be in that energy and look more for, because we have the moon coming out, look more for the higher purpose or the bigger picture of why you're meeting the souls, not necessarily to sign up for your retreat, but more of a bigger picture. I feel like the more you can be in that energy, the more, I wouldn't say it would convert. I'm not getting that energy, but I will say that the energy that you're going to be in will feel more peaceful to you as you go down this route, because it seems to be a little bit of a long route, and it's going to make you, the energy that you're going to be in is going to feel peaceful to other people as well. And you're going to find people who are in alignment with that, whether that's for your retreat or for a higher purpose or a bigger picture. That will be, time will tell, but that's the energy that you kind of need to align to if you want to take this route. All right, so those are the two routes. It is completely on your intuition to tell you which route feels aligned to you, but both of them, there's a little bit of a caution, there's a little bit of alignment to the highest good of that particular path that you're choosing, or the most peaceful outcome for whichever path that you're choosing, or if you're choosing both, how to align with both. Okay, so that is the answer that's coming through. But yeah, the spirit, the way that spirit connects with me is that we'll never tell you that, yes, this is a path, or no, this is a path. It's always, if you choose this path, this is what the consequences are. This is how you can align to the highest good of that path. If this is the path, then this is how you will align to the highest path. So that's the answer that's coming through. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I hope that answered your question. I would say take some time, because both paths seem to be... both paths, there's no yes or no, but there is alignment that needs to happen. So which alignment feels more peaceful to you? I think that's the question that you may need to ask yourself at this point. And if it's both paths also, that could also be what feels peaceful to you as well. All right? Okay. Beautiful question, and a beautiful reading as well. That was very, very interesting and deep as well. Depth. That was deep as well. All right. So I'll be here for another maybe 10-15 minutes. If any of you have questions that you would like to ask specific for your situation, you can absolutely do so. The links are there in the description box below, or in the pinned comment as well. We have Traveling Tarot 555. Definitely the commission is so high, but I may go that route. I think that's where I think the star energy comes through, where yes, it might take quite a bit. It might take quite a bit, but I think it is going to bring you some kind of peace of mind. That seems to be also the answer that's coming through from that particular route. Okay. So any questions that you may have specific to your situation, you can absolutely do so. The links are there in the description box. They are also there in the pinned comment. I am going to choose another question for the collective. I'll probably be here for another 10-15 minutes. Just that it is close to bedtime for me. It's like 9 p.m. right now over here, so I'm winding down. I can feel my energy as well. Like it's like, yes, it's time. It's time. So another 10-15 minutes, I'll be here. All right. Okay. Let me choose with one question that we can talk about. I think that will be the final question that I'm taking for the collective, but I will be open for your questions specific to your situation. It will be open for another 10 minutes. All right. So, okay. So this question seems interesting. What small action would create big momentum right now in your life? All right. So what small action would create big momentum in your life right now? Let's get into that. Small momentum. Momentum in your life. 6 of Cups. Beautiful. Trusting in the, and I definitely feel like this is a little bit more of a romantic connection coming through as well. Trusting in the divine, trusting in the energy that you feel about your connection. It might be, regardless of what is happening in 3D, trusting what you feel, because when it comes to high frequency soulmate connections, and of course not necessarily for you, it might not resonate, but it could also be something that you feel in your soul that, yes, that's something that I'm meant to unlock, that's something that I'm meant to experience in this lifetime. If that's the case, this part of the reading will resonate as well with you. So I feel like sometimes we don't really see 3D like we don't really see 3D showing us what we are feeling in 5D, and that can be incredibly frustrating. That can be incredibly very messy as well in our mind, right? Because we're feeling all of these things in 5D. We feel the soul blueprint as well. Whatever is meant to happen in our lives, we have it deep within us. It is part of our soul's blueprint. There are no coincidences to the dreams that we have, to the visions that we have. I knew, like, for example, me, I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I knew that I was going to start my own business right from the age of 7. I don't know how I knew it, but I just knew it, and all along, even the life that I led, there's something different about the way that I was showing up, whether it was my thought process or it was how I perceive soulmate connections. Like, I was writing about, and this is absolutely crazy because I still have all of that content, stored somewhere. But I was writing poems. I was writing love stories at the age of 11, 13, 15, 18. And all of that, today we call it twin flames. But the vision that I had for these connections and the vision that I had for these stories were very, very different. And people around me, they would read it and be like, yeah, this doesn't even, like, it's not reality. Wake up. And it was only much, much later that I started to understand that, okay, well, whatever I have been feeling within me, like, I knew this energy does exist, this connection between two people, it does exist. I only later, much later in my life, understood that was twin flame connections. But by then, I feel like there was a big part of my life that I gravitated towards that without even knowing, without even having content. I mean, we're talking about the early 2000s, where all of this content was not really there on the internet. And even if it was there on the internet, there were parental controls, and I was not really easily open to seeing content like that on the social on the internet as well. So but I knew it, I felt it in my soul. And today it's absolutely crazy to me that how life has led me, how the universe has led me to a point where today I do tarot readings on my YouTube channel, very, very focused on relationship-based readings. There are, readings on twin flame energy, high frequency soulmate energy, things that I knew, I felt it in my soul at the age of 11, but didn't really make sense that it was something that I was meant to do until I was 32 or 33. So I feel like whatever dreams, whatever visions we have, whatever we feel like we are pulled to right from the beginning of our lives, there are no coincidences to that, because we are born with the knowledge of our soul's blueprint. We are born with the knowledge of how our soul's journey is meant to take on. And whether we can consciously access it or not, that really depends on us. It depends on our frequency. It depends on how open we are. But it is there. That inherent knowledge is there within us. So whatever it is, I mean, with the Six of Cups coming through very, very strongly over here, it's about trusting that feeling. It's about trusting that it might not make sense today. And for me, this is at the age of what, 10 and 11, and I was writing love stories, I was writing poems, and it didn't make sense to me until the age of 32. Can you imagine how long I've gone without this making sense to me? Like, why is it that I feel a certain way about people? Why is it that I feel that a certain kind of relationship does exist in this universe? And it didn't make sense to me until I was 32, all right? So that's like 11 to 32. And in between, I also went through my phase of a few years where I discarded it. I was like, you know what? Whatever I'm thinking of, whatever I'm feeling is just absolute garbage. It doesn't exist. I did go through that phase as well. And then I was, of course, course corrected by the universe, as it always does. And then I slowly started tapping into this energy. And it finally made sense at the age of 32 that, yes, I went through what I went through. I felt what I did because I was meant to raise my frequency, get to a frequency where I can help other people in understanding what they're going through as well, or at least, help my collective, help people who resonate with my energy. And so it took that long. It took how long? 20 years for me to make sense of what I felt at the age of 11, and even entrepreneurship as well. I knew it from the age of 7, but when I was like around 22, I had just finished my engineering degree, and it was horrible. Like, just getting that degree itself was so painful for me. It was absolutely everything against my fiber. And when you are in that energy and you're fighting to, figure out your life, figure out who you are as a person, at that point, I'm like, you know what? I thought that I would be an entrepreneur by the age of like 27, but I don't even know why 27. I just knew 27, and then I was like, at 22, I'm like, it's impossible. I have just finished a degree that I don't feel connected to. I don't feel passionate about. I am figuring out my life from scratch. Yes, I'm doing my MBA, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life after this. I'm completely switching course, and at the age of 22, I was like, I don't think so. And then 27, I actually did start my business. And when I started my business, even the circumstances for that, everything in my life blew up so that I could start my business at the age of 27. And whatever I felt at the age of 7 made sense 20 years later. So just because 3D doesn't make sense to you right now, doesn't mean that you will always be in that state and they will never make sense for the rest of your life. No, it will make sense at some point. However, if you are in the energy of trusting what you feel, trusting that your soul blueprint exists within you, there's a reason why you feel so strongly about certain things. There's a reason why you feel so strongly about this connection, or you feel so strongly about that goal in your mind or that career path. There are no coincidences to that. It means that at some point in your future, it is going to make sense. It is going to tie in with what your soul's journey is meant to be in this lifetime. And if you can have a little bit of faith while you're going through the journey of getting to that point where it all makes sense, I think that would be the most peaceful path. Because I have taken the route of absolutely discarding it and saying, no, that's absolute garbage, or no, it's not meant for me, or I don't even know why I do this. I mean, there was a phase in my life where I was just so numb, emotionally numb, completely closed off. I was literally a robot. And, to go through that, I realized that the most peaceful path would just be to have faith. Just have faith. You make space for faith. If you cannot have faith, completely understandable, given how 3D can often be the complete opposite of what you feel in 5D. Absolutely understandable. Just making space for that faith can also be the most peaceful path to life making sense, or the universe making sense to you for your individual soul's journey at some point. Right? This is a very beautiful card to come out for our reading today. I feel like even I needed this reminder today that there are no coincidences to what you feel. There are absolutely no coincidences to what you feel. It's not the universe tricking you or someone, wanting you to go through pain. No, there is a higher purpose to why you feel what you feel, but there is also, because it is so ingrained in your soul, there is a very, very long journey to get to that point. Like I said, for me, I didn't know it was a journey, but it technically was, right? From the age of 11 all the way till like 32 for that to make sense. it was a journey. There have been incredible lows, actually more lows than highs. And the first high that I even felt on that journey was literally only maybe last year or something like that. So that's like 19 years of just constantly being shown otherwise of what I felt from within me. But I guess, I mean, I feel like sharing a little bit, so I'm gonna share a little bit. But maybe it was the contrast, like going through the contrast, and even for a phase in my life, believing the contrast. Maybe that was what helped me believe when the truth was finally shown to me. You get what I mean? Maybe the contrast, I needed the contrast for such a long time in my life so that A, I would recognize when things were aligning for me, and B, the contrast taught me how to stay true to myself and how to stay true to the faith that I had, or even learn how to have faith, even hold on to the energy that I feel within me, to confirm to myself again and again and again and again and again, because there's a lot, that is what I feel to be true to happen to me in this lifetime. Maybe I needed that contrast, and maybe the contrast helped me grow, helped me become a version of myself that I'm able to show up over here for you, for all of us, for myself as well, show up in an energy where it feels alignment to me. I know what alignment feels because I've been through contrast, and I've been through contrast for a long period of my life with respect to this particular goal. So, I mean, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. And sometimes, 3D doesn't really show you what you're going through or what you're feeling in 5D. But if you can make space for that faith, I feel like that small action is what is going to create the big momentum. I think that this is a very beautiful question, and I also think that this is a very, very beautiful answer to come out as well. Just make space for that faith. Make space for the soul feeling that you have within you, and trust that there's a reason why that's there. There are no coincidences to why you feel that way, whether it's about a person or a job or a city or a certain situation or a certain experience or a certain relationship. There are no coincidences to what you feel. But it will take time for it to appear in 3D, for it to make sense in 3D. But until then, if you can trust the energy of not just this lifetime, but lifetimes put together for us to come to this point, to have that so strongly embedded in our soul, I think that that can be a game changer. And I think that that can be the starting point of making this journey as peaceful as possible for us before 3D starts to make sense to us. All right? Beautiful message coming through. I definitely needed the reminder today. I definitely did. It's a beautiful reminder. Alrighty. So this is where I will leave you for today. I think that this was a very, very beautiful session. I'm actually taking a deep breath. So beautiful session, very detailed, very in-depth. I feel like there was a reminder in there for me as well. But beautiful messages. Thank you so much for co-creating with me on this live. Thank you so much for participating in the live as well. For those of you who registered your questions, thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to read for you as well. For those of you who are joining this live after it is done, it is going to be there in a playlist. You can always keep coming back to it as well. If you would like to book a one-on-one session with me, my private readings are open. My remote Reiki healing sessions are open as well. So you can do that. The details will be there in the description box below. And if you're here, outside of this reading and you're coming back to it, or you're visiting it for the first time, I do want to say that there probably is a reason why you were called to this reading. There's probably some message here for you. I am going to be doing more of these lives. These lives actually, I do feel good when I do them. I feel like, my relationship-focused tarot readings are one, but this one's more on a collective. This one's more on a general perspective. I feel like, yes, I feel satisfied after these lives as well. So I'm definitely going to be doing more of them. The timing as such, my schedule's a little bit up in the air, to be very honest with you. Very up in the air, so I might not be able to come consistently at the same time, but I will try to do it more in the evening time for me, which is morning or afternoon. Not afternoon, I think morning for EST and PST as well. All right, so thank you so much, and please take care. Trust your intuition. You always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.